Okay, so um, have you heard this idea that AI has like eaten the internet? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But it's something that Elon Musk has been talking about a lot lately. And, he's super involved in AI development. His whole point is that AI models like ChatGPT are just so hungry for data that they've already like devoured all the good stuff. So think about it. These models are trained on this massive amount of text and code that they just scrape from the internet. It's how they learn to, understand language and write like a human and do all that crazy stuff. But like what happens when they've basically read everything we've ever put online? Where do they go from there? Well, Musk says we're like facing this data depletion crisis. He says all the easy to find human generated stuff that's fueled AI up to this point is becoming scarce. It's like if you went to a library and every single book had already been read and there was nothing new to learn. So this brings up a ton of questions about the future of AI. Like if publicly available data is drying up, what does that mean for AI development? Is AI progress just going to like hit a wall without fresh human input? Or are we going to find other ways to feed these algorithms? One idea is that AI will start learning from data that's made by other AI. So basically, synthetic data. Researchers are already looking into this. Like imagine AI models creating their own text or code or even images and then using that to train other AI. It's a pretty wild idea, but it also raises some concerns. Some experts are worried about this thing called model collapse, which is basically the idea that AI models trained on the synthetic data will start producing less accurate and less creative outputs. It's like making a photocopy of a photocopy. Each generation gets a little more blurry and loses some of the original detail and quality. So can this lead to like a decline in AI's capabilities? Or even some kind of AI echo chamber, where the same ideas and patterns just get recycled over and over? It's a really interesting question, and it just shows how important it is to be super careful about the data we use to train AI, because the quality and the diversity of that data could have a huge impact on the future of AI. It'll shape its abilities, its limitations, and ultimately its impact on the world. So now let's dig a little deeper into some of the potential consequences of this data depletion crisis. One concern is that AI progress could slow down or even like completely stop if we don't find new sources of data. Think about it. AI has made some crazy advancements in recent years, self-driving cars, personalized medicine, all that stuff. But all that's been fueled by access to huge amounts of human-generated data. So if that data starts to dry up, will AI innovation just hit a wall? Will we see fewer breakthroughs, slower progress, and just like a decline in the potential of this technology? It's a pretty sobering thought, and it really underscores the need to find some creative solutions to this data challenge. Another worry is that AI could become less accurate and less reliable if it's forced to rely on this synthetic data that might be full of errors or biases. Imagine if AI systems in like healthcare, finance, or the justice system are making decisions based on bad or incomplete information. That could have some serious consequences. You could have misdiagnoses, unfair loan denials, or even wrongful convictions. So it's a reminder that the quality of the data we use to train AI is super important, especially as we move towards a future where synthetic data is going to play a bigger and bigger role. So those are just some of the potential downsides of AI's data depletion crisis as highlighted by Musk and others. But it's important to remember that AI is a super fast-moving field, and there are always new ideas and innovations popping up. Researchers are already trying to figure out ways to overcome this data challenge, like developing more efficient AI models that can learn from smaller data sets or exploring different sources of data beyond the internet. It's a complicated issue, but it's definitely driving a lot of creativity and ingenuity in the AI world. So even though the future of AI might seem kind of uncertain right now with this data depletion thing going on, it's also a time of huge opportunity. The challenges we face today could actually lead to breakthroughs that totally change the game for AI. And that could result in more robust, more efficient, and ultimately more beneficial applications of this incredible technology. Okay, so we've been talking about this whole data depletion thing and how AI might have eaten the internet. But let's like shift gears a bit and think about what this means for us, like you and me, the people who use the internet every day. If AI is always out there scraping and analyzing data, shaping its understanding of the world from what it finds online, what does that mean for the stuff we see? Are we heading towards a future where everything we read and watch is basically filtered through the lens of AI, shaped by its algorithms and its biases? It's a pretty big question, right? Because it gets to the heart of how we get information in the digital age. Like think about the recommendations you get on Netflix or Spotify, or the news articles that show up in your feed, or even just the search results when you Google something. It's all driven by algorithms, and a lot of them are powered by AI. So if these AI systems are trained on data that's getting less and less diverse, lacking that originality of human thought, It could have like a subtle but really profound effect on our experience online. Imagine a world where everything you see online starts to feel the same, like it's all kind of repetitive and predictable, and you never stumble across anything surprising or new. It's a scenario that some experts are starting to get worried about as AI's influence on the internet keeps growing. But it's not all doom and gloom. AI can also make our online experience better in a lot of ways. It can help us filter through all the noise and find the stuff we're actually interested in. It can give us personalized recommendations and even connect us with people who share our interests. But just like with any powerful tool we have to use AI responsibly, we have to make sure it's actually expanding our horizons instead of narrowing them. So this brings us back to Musk's warning about data depletion. If we want AI to keep evolving and giving us valuable insights, we got to make sure it has a good diet of data, a diverse and healthy one now. And then there's this even crazier idea. What if AI could actually create its own data? Like if it could make synthetic data that's basically indistinguishable from real-world information. Could that create this like self-sustaining loop where AI is constantly feeding its own growth? Of course, there are concerns about quality control and whether AI would just get stuck in an echo chamber if it's only learning from itself. But it also shows just how much potential AI has to reshape not just the digital world, but like knowledge itself. So as we navigate this weird time where AI is running up against the limits of human creation, I think it's less about freaking out and more about being creative and finding solutions. The challenges we face today could actually be what leads to a future where AI goes beyond its current limits, evolves into something even more powerful and transformative than we can even grasp right now. And who knows, maybe this whole journey will not only teach us about AI, but also teach us about ourselves, about our own creativity, and where we fit in a world that's getting smarter all the time.